You're listening to Business Radio Talkers.fm. My name is Wayne Buckler, and today I'm joined in conversation by Zaki Amir. Now, Zaki is the founder of Dream Design Property, and he's here to tell us what that is. Zaki, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Wayne. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. Now, Zaki, Dream Design Property doesn't immediately tell me what it is you do, because I was thinking maybe you're an architect, maybe you're a builder, maybe you're a real estate agent. Fill us in. What is it that you do?
Well, Dream Design Property, we started it 7 years ago simply to help everyday Australians build a property portfolio. I'd say there's quite a bit of people population that own property, and they simply just own property. The average numbers, according to the ABS, is they have about $600,000 on average, especially in Sydney and Melbourne, in equity in that property, and they don't do much with it. And then there's the other segment of the market which don't own any property and should ought to buy some property and don't know how to do it. And what we do is simply solve that problem, which is they come to us. We have a team of property strategists that look at your income, your financial situation, and say, well, this is what you have, this is what you can buy. And we get the loans done, the finance done for you. We've got our buyers agents who go and find the property for you, negotiate with the real estate agents, negotiate with the developers. We provide 100% cash back, meaning if the developer ever pays us any commission on a brand new property, we pay it back 100% in full to the buyer, which is very, very rare to happen, let's say globally. And we have our own solicitors, builders, and property management to do all the other work. So it's kind of like a one-stop turnkey solution where someone's got a job or a business, might have their own home, might have a little bit of money in the savings account, maybe around 50,000, and we help you get into the property market or expand your property portfolio.
Zaki, your customers are building a property portfolio for themselves. Now, most people think that's a good idea. Is it a practical thing to do?
Well, I guess the question, why should you buy property? Well, there's a few ways to get rich. I guess you can be in your job and save really hard against the taxation rules, which take your money before you even get it. That's one way to do it, meaning probably don't have a life and just save your money. Mm-hmm. Second option is obviously start a business, and people do that. Many remain small, and there's risk associated with that. And the third option is have a full-time job or even have your small business and invest into real estate. When you look at the major capital cities, real estate is always over a long-term, I'd say long-term meaning 10 years, has always done well. So as long as you're up for the long run, you're okay to buy a property and hold it for 10 years and keep it rented. You would, in my view, see a doubling of its value, meaning if you bought something for $1 million, I'd give it in 10 years, it should be worth around the $2 million mark, expecting about 7 to 10% growth. And as you know, interest rates now in Australia are not probably around maybe point something percent for savings accounts. So you're not going to get rich that way. The other thing you can do, I guess, more than the share market is you can leverage on the property market much higher than the share market, up to usually a 90%, meaning with a 10% deposit, you can buy a property maybe $300,000 to $500,000, having 7 to 10% growth on $300,000, as opposed to keeping, say, $50,000 in your bank account and having maybe 0.12% in interest.
Yes, it certainly adds up when you start to put the figures side by side.
Correct. So if you stay in the race and hold it for the long run, the mistake I guess people make is they buy it and they see the market going down, or people saying it's going to crash or something's going to go wrong, and they end up selling the property.
Well, I can understand why people do that, because it's always disturbing to see a drop in the value of an asset. It might be all right if you're looking historically over, 10 years worth that was 10 years ago, and you can see it recover from the drop. But if you're holding that asset and you can see that drop happening right now, the pressure to get out of that must be very strong.
Correct. Yeah. So I guess we've got to be stronger than that with all the external factors of the media, reports, economists saying this is what's happening, and just understand that this is in for a long run. If I haven't held it for minimum 10 years, at least, then I need to just hold on to it. So selling should be the last option.
And Zaki, why should people come to you? If I fit that criteria you're talking about with, some cash savings and a job, and I'm looking at getting into property, why you as opposed to someone else?
I guess simply putting it, in the world or even in Australia, real estate agents, as you know it, represent sellers. Their job is to take the highest price possible because they get a commission based on the selling price.
Yep.
What many don't understand is, I guess, because that's just how it is, that's just what we accept. But who represents the buyers? It's kind of like the way I like to look at it is you're going to court, or you got a dispute, or you have a lawyer, and you've got one lawyer on one side and you are unrepresented in court, and no one's professionally advising you what to say or do and your rights and so on. And that we know is not okay. So why is it okay that real estate agents deal with sellers, but they're able to communicate directly to the consumer, being the buyer, and they use their sales tactics to get the highest price possible? So where we come in is we professionally represent the buyer, and we deal with the real estate agents or the selling agents, and protecting the buyer, knowing all their tricks and negotiation skills and all of that to get the best fair market price possible.
That makes a lot of sense when you look at that court analogy. Now, Zaki, you're a business. You have to make money like everyone else in business. I heard you say earlier that you do 100% cash back to customers on kickbacks from developers. Where do you take your fee?
So the way we charge our fee is it's a fixed price consulting fee. So unlike the real estate agents, where in nearly all cases it's commission-based model, what we say is the reason we charge a fixed fee is it doesn't matter if the price is $1 million or 100,000 or $500,000, we just still get the same price. That way we can do our job by bringing the price down, and our fee stays the same.
That is very transparent. That does sound to me like a nice, transparent model of doing business.
Correct, and we're upfront about it. We say, the fee it doesn't change in any customer's situation sort of thing. It's just a fixed price fee, and what we do is we strategize, we do your finance, we find you the property, negotiate, do the legal work, and rent the property out.
For those people who have been listening to us today, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
Best way is to go to our company website. It's ddpproperty.com.au or dreamdesignproperty.com.au, and they can send us a message through there for myself or any one of our team to get in touch.
Now, Zaki, I appreciate you being with us. I know you're a busy man and getting around the place. Thank you for your time today. It's been a pleasure having a chat with you.
Thank you, Wayne.
If you just joined us on Business Radio Talkers.fm, you've just missed an interesting chat with Zaki Amir. Zaki's from Dream Design Property. He's the founder there, and we've been talking about their role in helping build property portfolios. The good news, however, is that on our website, we have a full transcript, so you can read the interview, or if you prefer to listen to it, we have an audio archive on SoundCloud, YouTube, and iTunes. You're listening to Business Radio Talkers.fm.